The HP Outdoors Waterfowl podcast is fueled by Eukanuba. If you want to get the most of your dog in your training sessions, you need nutrition that holds nothing back. Eukanuba's new premium performance lineup is built with the nutrients dogs need to help unleash their max potential. That starts with providing energy that matches their efforts, supporting optimal nutrient delivery, and supporting post-exercise recovery. Check out the new Eukanuba premium performance lineup and find your dog's fuel at eukanubasportingdogs.com. You are listening to the HP Outdoors Waterfowl Podcast. The HP Outdoors Waterfowl Podcast is powered by Cornerstone Gun Dog Academy. CGA is the world's most comprehensive online gun dog training resource. They've got over 160 instructional videos that includes everything you need to take your 7-week-old puppy to a finished gun dog. Visit cornerstonegundogacademy.com to sign up for the free preview module and begin your training journey today. Cornerstone Gun Dog Academy, the most advanced gun dog training resource on the web. Gunner kennels are engineered for your dog, designed for travel, and built for your peace of mind. The G1 kennel has set a new industry standard and put Gunner in a category all its own. They were started to protect your pet, and it continues to be at the center of everything that they do. Gunner's dedicated to building the best and safest pet travel crate on the market because man's best friend deserves man's best kennel. Check out their G1 series of kennels and accessories at gunner.com. Original design, select grade components, superior sound, and unparalleled service. 737 takes exceptional pride in producing the finest quality, best built premium calls on the market today. They're made right here in America, and they're offered only direct to consumers through their website. Shipping in the U.S. is always free, and international orders are also accepted online. A 20-day money-back guarantee and lifetime warranty accompanies every call purchased. 737 Duck Calls. Lead the flock. Welcome back to the Foundations Waterfowl Hunting Course brought to you by HP Outdoors. This is lesson 6 in the Module 4 Hunt portion of the course. This episode or lesson, we're talking gear prep. And this is something that, people might scoff at and laugh at a little bit, but I think this is really, really important. I'm a big fan of really organizing your gear, particularly the night before. So basically, it just lessens the stress of trying to find your crap in the morning, and it lessens the opportunity for you to leave something at home. There's nothing worse than getting out into the field and realize you left your headlamp at home, or you left your shotgun at home, or whatever it could be, but it really could ruin your day. So take that out of the equation, take that off the table. I always used to load up the boat and stuff the night before, pack it all in there. And then in the morning, I would just take out, my shotgun or whatever that I would have that was sensitive that I didn't want, to disappear if someone broke into my truck or something like that. But big fan of getting your stuff squared away the night before, so it's one less variable you got to deal with on the morning of.
Yeah. Not everyone has the benefit of having a trailer, where I could definitely see the advantage of having a trailer, and after every hunt you just leave stuff in a compartment so you have it the next time. But if you don't have that, I'm to the point now, if I haven't hunted for a long time, I start not the night before, but 2 nights before, and start lining stuff up, making sure I have everything. Then the night before, load it up. Probably have a few things that I take in the morning out of the house. And if I do that, I put it right in front of the door. So I literally have to trip on it or step over it so I don't forget it. Because there's been way too many times where I get to the hole and I'm like, I forgot this today. I forgot that today. And if you're walking through nasty brush, stuff like that, you definitely, I don't know why it's always the headlamp, but setting up in the dark is not fun. Also, if you're taking electronics, we both enjoy photography, and everyone has a phone or anything else, but think about possible waterproof cases, bags, Yeti backpacks are great if you have a lot of electronics that you're taking out with you.
Yeah, one other thing I'll say that a lot of guys overlook is cleaning and sort of organizing your gear at the conclusion of the hunt. A lot of us, you get done in the field and you're like busting at home because you got to get to a kid's baseball game, or you got something going on with the family that you need to be at. So you're hustling. And it's easy to just disregard, like, oh, I'll just throw the gun in the cabinet or whatever. And if you do that enough, you're just asking for problems. You'll see pictures of guns where guys are like, I haven't touched this thing in 4 years, and it goes bang every time I touch the trigger, blah, 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 blah. Well, for every one of those dudes, you'll see 10 guys who have gun malfunction problems in the field because it gets cold and their gun can't cycle properly because it's all gummed up with carbon and things like that. Or, they got decoys with mud crusted all over them, and just, you name it. Right. So while it's definitely a pain in the butt to deal with, it's a good practice to get into. Just clean over your stuff at the end of a hunt, even if it's a quick once over, because you don't have a lot of time. It will definitely save your butt down the road at some point. I promise you that.
It just makes me think of Casey down in Maryland that would leave an 870 in a canoe in the brackish water, and that thing was an orange. It looked like orange Cerakote because it was so rusty. But he shot a lot of birds. But anyway, the same thing, with the organizing your own gear. If you are taking a dog, make sure you have the dog blind, whatever you might, if you have to take a tie down stake, your whistle, make sure that you have everything necessary for them to be comfortable and not be a burden on the hunt.
Yeah, that one's huge. The last thing I'll add here is, if you're going to bring a blind bag with a lot of different pockets and things like that, have some familiarity of where the pockets are located on the bag, or like what pocket on your jacket you're going to use, just so that you can find items that you might need in low light, or in the dark. It's something that I always come back to. Was one thing I struggled with early on was where to keep my shells so that I could get to them quickly for quick reload or follow up cripple shots quickly, things like that. And, if they're in your blind bag, you got to reach in there and dig through the box, or if you have a shelf in the blind. But I ended up going with like the belt. A lot of the time I used like the belt bandolier thing, where I tuck them in there, and it just worked for me. It's, whatever. But to each their own, whether you're, if you use Boss and you got a bag on the ground that you keep your stuff in, or whatever you do, just know your process, have that set up so that in the moment you're not fumbling around while you're missing another swing, and, you can execute quickly. So again, overlooked probably a fair bit, and maybe I'm overthinking this a little bit, but I think it all makes a difference. And
I don't know, man, it's the worst when you are hunting with guys and they don't know where their stuff is, and you're missing flights, or they have to run back to the truck, and just everything's in shambles. So have yourself squared away first, and then if you have extra stuff and you can help people, then be that prepared. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. And we do a lot of traveling to hunt, so like I think this through a lot because I don't want to forget anything at home. So I have systems in place of like how I do things in the blind. So then I know to prepare those systems at home before I ever leave. But anyway, gear preparation is not to be overlooked. So make sure you're spending adequate time doing that before you get ready to go, to ensure that you have everything you need while you're in the field. Next lesson, we're going to talk a little bit about concealment and how to do that effectively. That's going to do it for this episode of the HP Outdoors Waterfowl Podcast. If you're new to the show, head over to iTunes, check out some of our past episodes, and while you're there, leave us a 5-star rating and review. It's the best way for like-minded hunters just like you to find our show. Check us out on social media. Check us out over at hpoutdoors.com and anywhere you can find quality podcast content. That's going to do it for this week. Till next time, for Dan, I'm Josh. Take care.